Hello everybody, and thanks for coming by to the show. Like we do every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we come on and answer the questions for you on how you can make more money in real estate every single time with each and every transaction. Good cool news is we're going to be starting our podcast on the 1st of May. We're going to be running out our first podcast. It's going to be a weekly podcast, and it's all going to be geared around the things that'll help you make more money and make better financial decisions. So we hope you come by. So today, our subject today that we're going to be delving into is the subject of iBuyers. What on earth are they, and how could you use them to your advantage after you understand what they really are, and deciphering the differences between iBuyers and discount online brokerages. Those are the two big things that we're going to be delving into today. And as always, we stay on afterward and answer all of your questions live. So there has been a massive rise in iBuyers ever since before the great financial crisis. It has been coming on stronger and stronger, and more people are talking about iBuyers and what on earth are they. The most famous of them are in the United States, and those are Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad. So iBuyer means instant buyer. It can also mean an instant seller. That's what the I stands for. Some people say it's internet buyer. So we can see this quite often. It happens, but not as much as you actually think. So in some markets, some companies, some months may claim that they're taking up to 10% of market share. So it actually is a lot smaller than you may think compared to how much you hear about it on the news and the radios. But what it actually does is these programs will have automatic algorithms in it that are guessing the price of your home. They will offer you an instant cash offer on your property. So who is this good for? It's good for people who really value their time. They don't want any hassle. They don't want hundreds of people walking through their home. They don't want nosy neighbors walking into their properties. They don't want to put the sign outside and the stress and worry. It literally is, we go online, we see the price of my home, and I'm willing to sell it right now. What you should know, it is going to cost you a little bit, but not a lot. But generally the price of the home will go for about 7 to 10% less than fair market value. So what you're paying for with that piece is that peace of mind. I can sell it in a click. I don't need to go through all of the headache, and they'll take care of a lot of that for you. In Canada, they have a company that started out west called Properly. They now have moved into the Ontario market as well, and they generally offer about 7 to 10% less than fair market value. But remember, when they are looking at these properties, these AI programs can't see what's inside of your home. All they will know is that it's a 4-bedroom home in this area. What it has real difficulty with is knowing if it's a premium lot, if it's a pie-shaped lot, if it's near a valuable park, if it's near a good school. Have you done a lot of renovations inside, etc., etc.? It doesn't know that. So it's going to be shooting a very safe number based on its algorithms, and it still will be contingent on you having the home inspected, right? Because you could have a massive leak, mold everywhere. Someone's still going to have to come and check out the house to make sure that it's okay. One thing, though, that you can know is that there's been iBuyers, technically, for decades. So when people need to sell their home and sell it very fast, they're going to be going and looking for a real estate investor who's willing to take it off their hands. And a lot of agents, such as myself, will go in and buy the home right from them really quick within one day. We give them a full cash offer, 24 hours, you'll have it on your desk. And it makes it very easy for them. And a lot of very good agents in different markets can do something like that. So you don't necessarily have to go to one of these online brokerages. In the past, in 2020, we saw that houses are up 26.7%, which is massive. It's huge. But for some reason, the number of people who are using like Open Door and OfferPad and Zillow, it has gone down. It's gone down the opposite way. They've gone down 87%. So they've dropped quite a bit. Now, why is that? I don't know. We can all figure out our own answers to that one. Maybe people, when they're transacting the largest transaction of their life, really want to have somebody that they trust and somebody who's really works in that field a lot, maybe. But all we do know is that their usage has really come down over the past year. So iBuyers, it means instant buyers, but you can also go online and buy through them or sell through them all online, or you can trade your home as well. But if you look in your individual markets, you don't always have to just stick with that. Another option is when you deal with very good agents in their areas, they can walk in and offer you a cash offer on your property, just like we can. My group does that often because we do flipping and we look at other properties and we make cash offers and make it easy for you. What we've noticed in all of our time of doing real estate is that people generally just want a fair price and they want less hassle and they want more buyers. So they want more buyers just so they can get that less hassle. So doing it this way values your time and it's less stress. So what is the price that you're willing to pay for very little stress and to sell it or buy your home with one click? Sometimes you can even trade it. So we've done for many years, we call them FaceTime buyers, overseas buyers who have transacted with us many times in the past. Sometimes I've been personally up at 3 o'clock in the morning, walking through a house with a phone, with FaceTime on, leaning down, showing people the floor quality, walking down into the furnace room and looking through that, looking for rust and damage to the home with a home inspector, middle of the night. And they will buy based on the FaceTime video. But that is based on the video, yes, but it's based on a long road of trust, right? So whoever you're going to use through any one of these iBuyer programs, or if you're going to use one of your local top realtors who offer these services as well, just make sure that you trust them really well. They have a good reputation and they're into transparency and honesty and they're willing to work hard for you. In Canada, Properly is operating and Zillow is wants to break into this market as well. So those companies that are doing this, they generally have certain homes that they will buy and sell. It's not for all of them. It really depends on your area, also the price. So in Toronto, they won't buy a home above 1.5 million. They won't buy a condo above 1 million. They want to keep their risk very low. So that is something that you can keep in mind, and you should go look them up and do research and call them and interview them. And I say to do that even with all of your realtors as well. If you wanted to find a good realtor, why don't you interview 5 or 10 realtors? It's free to do so. Talk to them on the phone, have a Zoom meeting one-on-one where you can talk to them, answer all your questions, and whoever you have a really good vibe with, go with that person. That's what I think you should do. In Canada, we have another one that is sometimes confused with iBuyers, and that's generally discount online brokerages. So if you are looking at discount online brokerages such as Purple Bricks, that's the biggest, most famous one here, you really have to do a little bit of digging when you get into Purple Bricks. So have any of you ever flown in an airplane before, and when you're in an airplane they say, well, it's this much for nuts, it's this much for a blanket, it's this much for a pillow, it's whatever. It's add on, add on, add on, add on all the time. So if we do that, that's kind of like how Purple Bricks works. Remember, Purple Bricks, you're going to still have to pay the same commission to the buying agent when you're selling. So you're not saving the full commission, you're only saving half the commission on your side. And for that, they generally charge around $3,000 for their side. But the question comes, what do you get for that $3,000? So for that $3,000, remember, you're not getting marketing. You're not getting any expertise. They're not communicating with the lawyers or the contractors or going in and doing your house up or doing Facebook ads or Google ads or looking at the pool of buyers that they have in there to try to get off-market sales like we do. We're working with 2,100 buyers right now. They don't have those buyers on their side, right? So you're not getting a full service brokerage. You're getting a lot less service. So if you want to have open houses, that can cost you money. If you want more signage, that can cost you more money. You want more brochures, that costs you money. You want to put the ads out yourself, that's going to cost you money. So normally what Purple Bricks is really good for is that they will sell your home, absolutely. But they're not going to sell your home for more money. So typically speaking, every company that you've ever seen around, they always have an advertising budget, because when they advertise a lot, they get more attention to the home. More showings equals more offers equals more money. So typically, if we're going to advertise aggressively your property, we typically are going to get at least 5% more for the home. So that could be $50,000, $75,000 more for your home if we advertise it properly. We've even gotten as high as $175,000, $200,000. Our record was $225,000 over market value. Remember, that is very different than over asking value. So if we had a home that was worth $1 million and we advertised it for $800,000, if you sell it for $1 million, you still sold it for $200,000 over, but you still only sold it for what it's worth. We actually sold a home for $225,000 over what it was worth, which was quite incredible. So you can do that by aggressively marketing, and if you have a lot of buyers working for you, and that's kind of what we offer. But if your goal is to get a discount brokerage, what I would suggest to most people is talk to the best agents in your area, because they very likely have flexible fees like we do. We have a whole schedule that is available, and it has what you get for 1%, 1.5%, 1.75%, 2%, and you can build whatever you want into that package. So what I would suggest to most people is interview a lot of agents, find out what they offer, find somebody that has flexible fees if that is something that you're interested in, and maybe you don't care about marketing, maybe you don't care about a whole bunch of other stuff, but you can still get really good service with them. What I've found personally in dealing with Purple Bricks over the years is normally it's new agents that go there because they offer them a guaranteed small wage. And so they'll come into the business, they don't make very much money, they go into Purple Bricks for a while, and then it doesn't work, and then they come out. So generally you have beginner agents there, generally speaking. So you would want to have a very good agent who's working for you with a very good support staff, a very good team, good experience, and try to see if they have a flexible fee schedule that you can get into. So if that would be my biggest suggestion. My other concern, and this by no means is knocking on Purple Bricks, but it's just because they're the largest one around here. That's the name that comes up the most often. It started in the UK. They've also had a US branch at one time that they've closed down. Let me see, I wrote it down here. Their net income growth for 2020 was down 219%. Their operating income growth is down 444%. So I suggest anybody who's interested, you can go look up their financials because they're a traded stock. It's all available online if you want to look. So that's what I was meaning, that home prices have gone up 26.7%, and people who are using online discount brokerages have collapsed very, very low. They're down over 90%, but the iBuyers are down 87%. So the funny thing is about those two is that these services have been offered for decades by really good agents. They're still around today. So just know that if that was something that you were entertaining, you don't have to just stick with those one or two options. There's going to be a plethora of good agents in almost any area that you are, and those options are going to be available to you. Talk to more people, and then you can find somebody who has something exactly the way you want. That's what we want, right? We want to be flexible with people and give them options so that they can make the choice that feels good for them. That's the best part for them. So they're down 87%. Can you believe that, iBuyers? That's crazy. So that's what we suggest for you. And iBuyers can be a very tricky, complicated concept. A lot of people call me with questions about that. A lot of people call me with Purple Brick questions as well. And I think the number one question usually comes up, well, David, you offer all of these services, but I want to have online discount brokerage price. And then you pull out the form and I can offer them anything that they want in that list. Problem is like everybody, we're all human, right? We want everything for the least price that we can. So it's very, very difficult, I would say impossible, for agents to give you the full service, full platinum packages for bargain basement prices. They would never be able to do that. But you can get a good deal when you talk to them about their flexible payment plans. That's what my biggest suggestion is for all of you. So I hope that helps you guys a lot. This was just a review of Zillow and what iBuyers means, like Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad, and what online discount brokerages do. And there's a lot of them. So hopefully that helps.